Everyone uses the public transportation system to get where they're going. Everyone. If you walk, if you bike, if you use a car, if you use a bus, you're using the transportation system.
Maybe you can actually leave your home and someone's coming to you to deliver groceries or provide services to you because you can't go anywhere. Those people coming to make your life possible also depend on that local road network. The conditions of the local roads are really important to people's mobility and the value of the properties in the community as well. We have, of course, roads that have bike lanes on them. We have sidewalks, we have pedestrian ramps, so the disabled community and people with strollers and all kinds of other wheeled vehicles, roller skates, whatever kids are on that day can use the sidewalks and get back on and off the sidewalks onto the street. We have a city bus system that uses our local roads. We also have off-road bike paths, which are really handy for bicycles to use so they're not interacting with cars.
Probably the biggest obstacle is inadequate resources. We inherited a pretty good system from our grandparents, and we really haven't taken care of it. It's in a state of decline, and I feel that we owe it to the next generation to give them something at least as good as we got. And the public has pretty high expectations. They expect not to hit potholes. They expect the roads to be swept. They expect the roads not to flood their property when it rains. And so trying to satisfy those expectations with limited resources is a real challenge.
We need to figure out and establish mostly sustainable funding, predictable funding. Right now, as you know, with some of the state budget exercise, it is very much unknown how much money you're going to get. So your maintenance programs, your delivery of capital improvement projects are always subject to these uncertainties.
Our challenges we face, at least in Sonoma County, are primarily financial. One, the current financial formulas have a bias towards larger urban population centers and not toward rural counties like Sonoma County.
It is imperative that we fund street maintenance now as opposed to waiting to have it occur at a later date, and because it is more cost effective to invest in your streets now as opposed to letting them deteriorate to a point where it gets more costly to do the improvements.
For drivers in the Bay Area, it costs an extra $700 per car per year to ride on our rough roads.
The more that the roads crumble, the harder it is on the community, because then they're spending their money on car repairs and taxes, and then they're wondering why their taxes aren't taking care of their roads.
It is a need, one, to ensure that the infrastructure, the local streets and road systems are operating efficiently, which means we need to reduce congestion. And at the same time, we need to provide multimodal access on the same infrastructure to provide pedestrian and as well as bike lane type of facilities so that we can get people off of vehicular transportation onto these alternative modes of transportation. So the fundamental maintenance and preservation of the system is essential to promoting some of these legislative intents of ensuring the environment is protected.
The concept of complete streets, a street that is serviceable for all users, vehicles, as well as bicycles, pedestrians, people walking safely to get to where they want to go. The more trips we can take out of vehicles and put on people using bikes, transit, or walking is better for our environment because it reduces the amount of greenhouse gases we have, which is a goal that we are trying to achieve in the Bay Area and in California, certainly under some of our legislative mandates.
The local road network is really the foundation for sustainable communities. And when people get home from work in the sustainable communities, either on their bike or on the bus, and are walking to the local market to get their groceries, of course those groceries are delivered in trucks driving on the local road network. Without the local road network, the sustainable community doesn't function.
So if we're going to increase bicycle traffic, we have to have streets that are of adequate quality and condition for people to bicycle safely. If we are going to ask people to walk more and use their cars less, we need to have sidewalks and curb ramps and all the other things, the accessibility complete, so that they can do that and do it conveniently and also safely. So I think that's the kind of the direction that we're headed, is that we can't get to our sustainability goals unless our local streets are in good condition.